Everybody ready? Good morning. Clearwater Police Department has a cold case unit, and they've worked diligently to bring some closure to many of the victims of homicide cases. We've had some relative success since 2012. We've had a total of 6 cases that we've obtained indictments on. But today I'm really thankful that we're able to announce number 7. Kenneth Robert Missey has been indicted for the murder of Bill Williams. In September 2006, Missey cowardly shot Williams, an unarmed security guard, in the back at the Fairfield Inn in the 3000 block of Gulf to Bay. And all this was done so that Missey could facilitate a robbery that yielded this criminal a whopping amount of what amounted to somewhere in the neighborhood of $400. Through a series of interviews and tips and a long, protracted investigation, Missey became a part of this investigation. He attempted unsuccessfully to manipulate our investigators, to misdirect the attention to other people who were innocent and exonerated by our detectives. Missey at one point provided us a firearm that he was in possession of that was forensically matched to this murder. He also was found to be in possession of a satchel, a bag that is clearly used in the robbery as well, and it has DNA that matches him to the bag. I can't thank the State Attorney's Office and the Pinellas County Forensic Lab, the National Institute of Justice cold case grant that we have, but also the many investigators that over the course of these last several years have each played a part. It was a team effort. There were many small pieces of this investigation that have gotten us to this point. There is still some work to go, but we're happy to be able to bring some closure to the family of Mr. Williams. Mrs. Williams has been a very supportive over the years. She asked for some privacy and peace. I'm demanding that you do not bother her. She has asked us to relay that message to you, but she is thankful to see this indictment. She is a strong woman, and many of us have run across her. She lives not too far from me, and I'd see her at our local drugstore, and she would always offer her thanks for the work of now Lieutenant Monty, who was one of the primary investigators in the early days, but like I stated, there's been many investigators that have played an integral part in this case over the years. And I'd be more than happy to answer some questions. We are still doing some follow-up and some investigation that there may be some I might not be able to answer directly.
When did he become a suspect?
He injected himself into the investigation in the time frame of 2008, and as I stated in the comments, he played a game of misdirection and false information, and being responsible investigators, wanting to make sure that we go down every path and exhaust all possibilities. We played this cat and mouse game with him for a while, but we're done.
How did he interject himself into the investigation?
He tried to direct us towards other suspects, other people. He was found to be in possession of the firearm and gave some explanations for that, which we have been able to have not been able to corroborate, and some been able to show that they're false, completely false fabrications. He's given alibis that were discredited.
Why did it take that amount of time to officially charge him?
Well, we have, through this portion of the investigation, while we're playing this misdirection game, as he would give us one account and another account, we would have to exhaust all of those possibilities. And we weren't going to give up. We continued to press forward and to do our responsible investigation.
Was there one thing that sort of put it over the hump to get to this point?
I think there are some things that will come out that will be revealed later, but I think when you have a person like this who injects himself in the case and he continually gives you this false information, I think you're able to show that there's an intent there to deceive.
Are you expecting any other arrests in this case?
I do not.
So he did this all on his own. He broke into the hotel on his own. Nobody else helped him out.
It sure appears that he was a single offender in the case. There is no evidence of another party involved in the robbery.
What kind of criminal history does he have?
He has a lengthy fraud history, theft history, obtaining worthless checks. He has a history of burglary and some weapons violations. And he is currently in prison for a probation violation that is associated to a mortgage fraud case.
So he was already in custody?
He's currently in jail up in the Panhandle right now, or prison, excuse me.
Can you kind of go over the basic facts of the crime for us? Tell us exactly what happened, how it happened.
Well, he enters the Fairfield Inn. He's wearing a ski mask, kind of a Jason Friday the 13th style ski mask, and brandishes a firearm immediately. He makes contact with the clerk, but there's other employees that are present as well. And the security guard, Mr. Williams, hears the commotion. Of course, even though he's unarmed and a 60-year-old man, he runs to the sound of the commotion, at which time he engages him, and as Mr. Williams tries to escape, he shoots him coldly in the back, hits him twice. Gets his whopping $300, $400 and leaves.
When did this happen again?
September 22nd, 2006.
When did the indictment happen? What day was it?
Friday afternoon, and we were more than happy to deliver it to him yesterday.
Did he say anything yesterday when it was delivered to him? Has he confessed to anything at all?
No, we just gave him the indictment and left. All right, well, sir.
Just for people back in the station, can you just give me your name and time?
Sorry, Chief Daniel Slaughter, Slaughter. And to my left is Sergeant Michael Oglaruso, Ogliaruso, and Lieutenant Monte, Monte. And they should be commended for their success on this cold case unit.
Can we
their whole
ask you
team.
guys a question?
Sure. Come on up.
If you go up to the podium real quick. You know, in cases like this, obviously it's been a long time since the crime. What kind of satisfaction do you guys get when you're actually able to, close?
Well, this is the type of case that you want to solve. I mean, this is an innocent man that was retired, trying to make a few extra bucks as a security guard at a hotel, and he was murdered in cold blood. So it's definitely a case that we want to solve.
Can you just talk a little bit also about, you guys have been working these cold cases. How's that been going, and how effective is that, this sort of effort you guys have been doing on these types of cases?
We've been able to focus on the cold cases a little bit more since we were approved for the NIJ cold case grant. That's helped because we can now utilize overtime, even though it comes from the grant. We can utilize that to investigate these cold cases while our active cases are still being investigated. So I think that's key, and hopefully this coming year and maybe the years to follow, it's a little bit more successful, even though we've been quite successful as we are now.
And could you guys, so since you're at the podium, give us your names so we have it and we know who's who?
My name's Lieutenant Anthony Monte, last name spelled M-O-N-T-E.
And I'm Sergeant Michael Oglaruso, common spelling on both. Ogliaruso.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
They're available for one-on-ones if you'd like to.